did happen. Okay. Hi everyone, and welcome to another Atmos video. So we're really excited to be here with our first set review for Lorcana.
Into the Inklands.
So we're super excited to get into this. I don't know if you're new to TCGs or if you're familiar with this, but spoiler season is like the most exciting time for any TCG.
For sure.
The game was just really getting started for the first 2 sets. This one should be available everywhere, so you should be able to get your hands on it right when it comes out. I believe the 23rd of this month. Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to talk about what excites us from this set, like what we're interested in, and who knows, maybe even get into some analysis for the nerds out there. So we'll just get right into it. We'll go by color. We're going to start with Amber because this is what I selected, and we'll just go from there. Mm-hmm. I think a couple of these are not in English, but we'll just try to work our way through it. I think some of the cards have only been spoiled, not in English. That's the best we got.
Yeah.
And we'll probably see some Enchanted, so there might be some doubles here. Yeah. Starting off with an Enchanted. Take it, Mango.
We have Pride Lands, Pride Rock. It's a location. Mm-hmm. Locations are new this set.
That is new.
We'll put out something talking about what they are as well.
We'll probably do it.
This is a non-inkable 2-cost location. It costs 2 to move cards here, and it has 7 willpower and 1 lore. Mm-hmm. Characters here get +2 willpower, and that's what that little. Yeah. That's the first time we've seen that.
That is the first time we've seen that. We haven't seen something modifying base stats. It's very interesting.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That is cool. Okay, so Lionhome. If you have a prince or king character here, you may pay 1 less for the next.
No, just period.
Yep.
Just period. 1 less to play characters.
I'm over here reading Dog.
yeah. Or like Lantern, right?
Yeah.
So, let's talk just briefly about locations. So, inkable, non-inkable, cost some amount of ink to play, just like your typical cards. The number on that left, just like Mango said, I'm not even sure what symbol that is. It's like the hexagon with a down arrow. That's how much it costs to move something there.
Yeah.
And the willpower is just like a character's willpower. They can be challenged directly, like an exerted character, but all the time, right? They're not exerted, they're not exerted. They can always be challenged. And then they typically have some static effects for things that are there. One of those status effects, as you mentioned, was 1 lore. Yeah. They may or may not have lore. If they do have lore, for each character that's there, during your set phase, so ready, set, draw, during your set phase, you earn that amount of lore for each character that's there.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I want to point out about this one that's kind of interesting is the +2 willpower while here. So let's say you have a character that has 3 willpower, and it's on here. So it has 5 willpower now, right?
Right.
Let's say it has 3 damage on it, and your opponent challenges Pride Lands to remove it. Does your character get banished? What are your thoughts? So it is a 3 base willpower. It's on here, so it has 5. It has 3 damage on it, but your opponent challenges Pride Lands to remove Pride Lands. What do you think happens?
Well, if Pride Lands is gone, the characters are not there anymore. Therefore, they do not have the willpower.
Correct. So I would imagine it gets banished.
Right.
So that's interesting. So I guess there's like a status effect there. A magic that would be called a state-based change, a state-based check. So anyway, that's pretty cool. So you do have to be aware of that. Mm-hmm. You do have to be aware of that if they do challenge the Pride Lands, you could lose that bonus. But I think the most obvious comparison to this is probably Lantern, right? It's similar to Lantern, 2-cost inkable in the same color, but Lantern only makes the next thing cost 1 less,
this
right?
Is just everything. It's like an ongoing effect.
It is an ongoing effect for all characters. But you do have to get a Prince or a King. Obviously, Mufasa or Simba is the clear indication here, but there's a bunch of princes.
Just in Amber, there's plenty of Prince and
there's Kings. There's tons across all colors. The other thing to mention here is that this is like a pretty significant cost. I mean, 2 to play it, and it does nothing initially, and then 2 to move something here, and then only then do you start doing something. But you have to have played something to even move here. Right. Which the game has been kind of trending more out of aggro and more towards control, and it seems like locations are going to enforce that even more. I know we're spending a lot of time on locations here, but I think the really key thing to look for locations is things that can cheat the cost in some aspect. Yeah. Cheat moving there. We'll see some cards as we go through that can just move characters to locations. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to evaluate those. So How good do you think this is? Do you think this is good? This is
this is a rare.
I think it's a
right?
rare normally, right?
Yeah.
I think so. We'll see it as we go on.
I think it's fine. I think it's too slow for my personal liking. Because you do have to pay 2 to move cards there, and it's also not inkable. So if you don't have any princes or kings in your hand, and like you can't ink it, it's just kind of stuck.
Yeah, it does have quite a bit of willpower, but I completely agree. It seems like a situational sort of card that is a little slow, and it may not inkable. Just kind of makes me not all that interested in it. But I mean, it's cool.
I think it's fine. But...
These sort of cards, this is good enough to be really cool in like a theme deck. Like if I want to make a Lion King deck, you have to have Pride Rock, obviously.
For sure.
Oh look, it does have a subtype of Pride Rock. That's interesting. It's Pride Lens, Pride Rock specifically.
Yeah.
And then you also have to do that. When you play, that was awful. I apologize to everyone, especially Mango.
It's right there. It's right there.
Oh, so it is. Yes, it's a rare. Yeah. So I don't know. Do we actually want to do grades? Do we want to give this like a? Because we're not talking about limited. We might mention limited a little bit, but we really haven't.
B, C, D, E, F.
Yeah, just do like the normal thing. But it's hard to say for constructed. Because normally that's like a limited grade, like how playable it is. I would say let's just do a competitive, non-competitive, fun build around. I guess. I don't think this is competitive.
No.
We basically agree on that, but I think it's a fun build around. It's not just a nonsense card. It does stuff.
Yeah.
It does valuable things. Something that does less. All right, I'll take this one. Mr. Snoops, an inept businessman.
Yeah.
6 cost inkable, 4/8/2 lore. So you said off camera, this is basically the big Stitch.
Yeah.
The Surfer Stitch. Does cost 1 less. Has no possibility of drawing e-cards.
Right.
But that being said, that Surfer... I mean, this is just a common, so I know it's not going to really talk about limited, but I would not love to see my opponent play this if I was drafting or sealed.
Yeah.
It would be big. But I mean, that Surfer Stitch is partly good because it is just, a big body with 2 lore, and this is 1 cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I actually don't hate this.
Yeah, like, it... Just for instance, if Mufasa flips this over, you're like, oh, well, that character, we're ready next turn. They're not going to kill it.
Yeah.
Banish.
Banish it.
Banish it.
So yeah, I mean, I still don't think it's competitive, but like, it's not. It's aggressive. It's aggressively statted. All right, you take Minnie.
Ooh, Minnie Mouse, musical artist.
Adorable.
A 2 cost inkable with 1 lore. A 1/3. She is a singer 3. Entourage. Whenever you play a character with bodyguard, you may remove up to 2 damage from chosen character.
Interesting.
Wow.
At rare with 1 lore.
At rare, yeah.
So Singer 3, obviously important. We've kind of seen the breakpoints be 3 and 5. Storm Rages On, Strength of Raging Fire, all sorts of good 3 cost songs. Is Mother's Knows Best a song?
Yes.
Yeah, so, Singer 3 is cool. 1/3, obviously not as good as a 2/3, which is par for this. How good do you think that bodyguard is? So, like, what good bodyguards are there, really? There's Simba. We know there's another one in this, the Steel Simba.
Yeah, there's Maximus and Goofy, just in this color.
Yeah, but I mean, thinking from a competitive standpoint, I guess there is, like, some Musketeers. Mm-hmm. The Prince...
Pluto.
Prince is played.
Big Pluto.
The new Pluto?
Yeah,
okay.
The big one.
Yeah, we'll have to see that. I mean, you get to heal two damage for free. I don't know. I don't think this gets there.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess.
I don't think it's very good.
I don't think it gets there. Singer 3 is neat, but like it's a 1/3. I guess the idea is it stays alive because you're playing a bunch of other bodyguard. I don't know. We would have to see. We would have to see more payoffs for healing as well. Like what is this Grand Pobby sort of deck? Like there's no real payoff for healing otherwise than just being generically good. So it's cute. I love the art. It's a adorable mini. Oh, I get Baloo. I'm trying to click on the wrong thing. So Baloo is a 3 cost. Speaking of bodyguard, a 3 cost uninkable 0/3 bodyguard. He is just a big cuddly bear that's not going to hurt anyone.
No.
Let's make like a tree and leaf. When this character is banished, gain 2 lore, and it can exert also to gain a lore. It's rare. So this card is very interesting. It being non-inkable is a choice. Obviously, I would like it more if it was inkable. But, so generically, I almost view this as like a spell that costs 3, or like an action that costs 3, that gains you 2 lore, and also kind of protects.
Yeah, I like this card
creature.
better than the last one, for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. I could actually see this maybe having some competitive application.
Yeah, I think there's places for this.
It could. I'm not sure what it is. But passively gaining lore is... Like, I could see this,
what if they have a Maui on the board?
Yeah. Or I could, like, imagine your opponent plays 2 of these, and is, like, gaining lore behind it. Like, you could get to a point where they, like, can't really trade them off, or just risk losing.
Yeah.
It makes the math of challenging for your opponent even harder.
Yeah, because they have to go through Baloo to get to the back cards,
exactly.
But that's gonna
cost them lore.
Yeah.
But if they don't get rid of Baloo, he quests himself,
yeah,
right?
He's just gonna keep questing.
And he can sing.
With the things behind him.
He can sing 3-cost stuff.
Yeah, sing and then
But
still be the...
not inkable is the thing. That's all he's
not
ever
inkable
doing.
kind of hurts.
That's all he's ever doing. Yeah, I don't know. The not inkable probably hurts it. We'll have to see. I don't think it doesn't go into anything existing. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nothing is currently interested in playing this. Maybe the Tiana, because it plays Prince Bodyguard sort of stuff.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I take back what I said. That Tiana deck is specifically good at locking out your opponent from playing any actions.
Oh.
And then they have to go through
really
it.
Annoying.
That's why it plays Bodyguards.
Yeah.
Because
that's good.
Tiana basically has Super Ward. Yeah. Because not only can it be not targeted, they can't play any actions, so no be prepared or anything. Okay, so maybe it does have a home there. We'll have to see how many non-inkable slots it is. We're spending way too much time, but that was a fun one.
Yeah. Speaking of a fun one.
Speaking of a fun one.
Chernabog.
The
evildoer. It's a
nice guy.
non-inkable 10-cost card.
He looks sweet.
He does look very sweet. I bet you this enchanted looks amazing.
Yeah.
This is a legendary, by the way. It's a 9/9 for 3 lore. And the ability is... Oh, it's a storyborn villain. Villain is important in some cases.
True, yeah.
For each character card you discard...
For each in your discard.
Yeah, let me start that over.
Yeah, alright.
For each character card in your discard, you may pay 1 less to play this character. When you play this character, shuffle all characters from your discard back into your deck.
Anti-decking?
This card's really good.
You think it's really good?
Yes, it's really good.
What do you think the average cost is that you're... So it's a 9/9/3 lore. So that's why you're interested in playing.
It costs...
What do you think its average cost
2.
will be? 2?
Yeah.
You're gonna have 8?
Yep. At turn 5, it'll cost 2 easily.
Turn 5.
Easily.
How do you think? What are you putting with it?
You're casting a song with Cinderella. There's a card in your discard. You're playing Ariel.
No. This is for in your discard, not your opponent's discard. Only yours.
Right. When you play a song, it still goes to your discard pile.
Characters, not actions.
Okay. So your whole new world would... Okay, so like
but then you're
4
discarding...
or 5.
But then you're discarding a whole bunch of characters.
Yeah. You can still...
I think it's 6.
Yeah.
I think 6 is... I think 6 is the average.
You could get away with 5.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But
maybe not on turn 5, but...
How good... Let's just say 6, for the sake of argument. How good is this if it costs 6? Uninkable.
Shuffle all your character cards from your discard to your deck.
I'm not sure how relevant that is,
It's
right?
a 9/9/3 lore.
9/9/3 lore.
That's
for
huge.
6.
There's nothing that's that big, right? No.
I think we've seen some bottoms
Goofy's
bigger
a
than that.
10/10 with 4 lore.
Oh,
but
yeah,
he costs 9.
He does cost 9, but he's inkable. This is not inkable.
I mean, if he cost 8 and wasn't inkable, it'd still be smaller than this.
I will say, ripping this off the top late in the game is pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think... Would you play... I don't think you play... One, I don't think you play much of this card unless there's some combo. 2, there's the you discarding
I mean,
yourself.
if you have Mufasa at all, you're playing this card.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, I was gonna say, how many of these do you think you'll play? I mean, you love your
Probably 2.
your Amber, 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it might take the slot of Mickey. I mean, but it's not as good as Mickey though, right? Like think of this versus the 8 cost Mickey. You'd rather have 4 lore evasive 5/5 than this, right? Isn't that just better?
But I mean, if you rip this later and it costs 2 or 3.
Yeah, but Mickey's inkable. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm not like over the moon with this, but I do think it has like some interesting combo potential. It seems like the discard matters is in green and emerald mostly, like the new discard matter where you can self discard, but obviously a whole new world.
Steel has it.
Yeah, Steel has it too. Our boy Huntsman.
Yeah.
But again, it's like Emerald. I feel like Emerald Steel will be really good at doing the discard theme. So I don't know. Yeah, it is interesting. I think it's good. I think it's fun. Oh, the other thing I wanted to point out is that a lot of the enchanteds in this set, I feel like are darker. Like, I think we'll see that as a theme. Because, like, think of all the enchanteds we've seen so far. It's, like, very bright, like, rainbow colors as the background. Like, think of the Maui, the Elsa, you know, or even the Cinderella is, like, very bright gold. Like, I'm not sure how this is going to look. Like, it seems very dark. Like, Pride Rock, honestly, also is kind of dark.
Yeah.
Like, it's got some gold, but there's a lot of dark to it. So, I guess on the competitive scale, I think this has a chance, but I'm not... I would bet against it if I had to.
I wouldn't. You
wouldn't? Okay. So you bet for it entering the meta as like a 1 or 2 of.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll take this one. So this is obviously not in English, and I don't know this language, but I do know what this card does. So this is the enchanted version of Kita. 5 cost inkable, 3/5, 2 lore. It shifts for 3.
She's a Floodborn princess.
Is a Floodborn princess. Interesting, it's not like that type line isn't as black as it normally is. I guess an enchanted.
Yeah.
Because like normally Floodborn is like almost solid black. So it's shift 3, and it says when it comes into play, all other characters get -3 attack until the start of your next turn. Maybe it also counts it. I think it's all others. We'll see it in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all other characters. So obviously you want to play this after you've done your challenging. Right off, right? You're not interested in reducing the attack of your own characters because it does do it to everyone, if I'm not mistaken. So what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on like basically making combat not happen for a turn? Right? I guess Maui gets around it. Rush gets around it.
Right. Rush does get around it.
Rush gets around it.
I mean, she's also 2 lore. I think she's pretty good. I would have to... I haven't really thought about her very much.
Yeah.
Because I haven't really looked at this card yet.
Yeah, fair.
But,
yeah, some of these
I think there's definitely places for her.
Yeah, it's almost... I almost feel like they were worried about aggro a little bit when they printed this, you know. They were like, maybe things are going too fast. That hasn't really been the case, and I feel like the best aggressive strategies are like Metamim Fox, Maui, things that rush and would get around this.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, to your detriment. I think this also affects your characters. I think that actually might make this kind of unplayable. Because if you play this into rush, your characters have no attack. Very low attack.
Right.
And their rush characters are not affected by it.
True.
So they just eat into your characters.
Freely.
Yeah, just free attacks. Because maybe if you're playing it with like Bodyguard too, but again, you're still like setting your opponent up for really good rush attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think that's a status effect. I think that happens when it comes into play. We'll have to see the English, but actually now that I think about it that way, I'm actually pretty hard off of this. I mean, it does shift 3. Again, I give this an outside chance, but after talking through it, I'm not over the world about it. Samesies?
Yeah, it's fine. There might be a place for it.
Here's the normal jeez. Here's the normal Pride Rock. I actually kind of wish this was enchanted. Like, I feel like this art would actually look pretty.
We'll see what they're doing with the new enchanted.
Yeah, it's a different.
Because all 3 of them are dark.
Yeah, all of them are dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. Even this one is. Maybe it's a different foiling procedure. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing. All right, this is a legendary. Wait, so that means Chernobog is not a legendary. Because Kita is
Right.
definitely a legendary.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Chernobog
Kita
is,
is
I guess, a super rare, if I were to
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
Oh, this is a legendary?
Perdita.
Yep.
6 cost non-inkable that is a 1/6 with 2 lore. Better have a good ability with that stat line.
Mm-hmm.
It's a storyborn hero. Come along, children! When you play this character and whenever she quests, good text, you may play a character with 2 cost or less from your discard for free.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That could be really strong.
That's pretty good.
Cost 2 or less. Don't the little Dalmatians cost 2?
I mean, I would hope so. That would be a huge flavor miss by the developers. I mean, my mind immediately goes to Simba, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'd have to see how many.
Yeah, put Simba's in front of her. She quests for 2 all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You get rid of Simba. She brings Simba back. A doggy taking care of a little lion cub. Adorable.
And vice versa.
So it has the same cost as Snow White, right? And a similar sort of ability. Snow White's a 3/5/2 lore.
Yeah.
Only when you quest, it brings something back directly. Anything back directly, right? Into
to
play.
your hand.
No, to play. Is it to your hand? I'm pretty sure it's to play. I'm pretty sure it's to play. Yeah, we have it. It's in the little drawer. Yeah. Oh no, that would be a disaster.
No, it's not.
It's not gonna be one.
Disaster.
Oh, no.
Disaster.
I'm pretty sure it's into play.
Disaster.
We have a phone? I have a phone.
Disaster. Disaster.
Disaster. I know. It's again continuous disaster.
Disaster.
We'll edit all of this out.
Disaster.
Edit. Editor. Editor. Save us.
Save us, editor.
Are we racing? Are you doing something else?
Doing something else.
All right. I'm gonna win the race then. You may return a. Yeah, you're right. To your hand. Okay. It is to your hand. I guess that would be too good. All right. So.
There.
Okay, so you're right. Snow White is to hand. So I mean, this proccing immediately is important. Obviously, I'm still not. I'm whelmed. I'm not overwhelmed by this. I'm whelmed by this. I think it has a chance, but like 2 cost stuff isn't really that threatening. Maybe there's some go wide strategy.
Throw some Stitches and Queens on the board.
Stitches and Queens. Stitches, Queens, Puppies, and Simbas. Yeah, I think this is just okay. I think it's just okay.
I mean, she's not inkable is my main...
Yeah, not inkable. We've
Yeah,
seen
there you
a rash of non-inkables so far.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, here's a pup that goes with it. This one's for me.
It's a 3 cost though, so...
Rolly.
Does not.
Yep. 3 cost inkable. 3/3 support for 1 lore. We're gonna go pretty quickly through these. This is an uncommon. Yeah, it's cute. I don't think it's particularly exciting. I do think this would be pretty strong and limited.
Card's already in the game.
Yeah, more is it literally?
The lawn, I think, is a 3/3.
It might be.
3/3.
So yeah, I think it's cute. You put it in your puppy deck. That's about it. Does not work with Perdita because he's too big. He can't come back.
He's a big boy.
Okay. Nanny.
Alright, Nanny, Bodyguard. She is a 5 cost inkable at 3/6. She's a storyborn hero, and with 2 lore. So she has Bodyguard.
Yeah.
3/6. There's a Bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get to healing stuff.
6 is a nice health pool, and 2 lore is fine.
Yeah, that's pretty big. It's a pretty big bodyguard.
Yeah. That is a big Bodyguard, actually.
Yeah. This I would also hate to see unlimited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this probably isn't going to make it there in constructed, but this seems close. I mean, we haven't seen. This is a new exploration of stats.
Right.
Which we're definitely not to a saturation point of that yet in Lorcana. So it'll be cool to see if this can have any chance in constructed. I wouldn't think so, but it's neat. The bare necessities.
The simple
bare necessities. That's
Okay.
Mother Nature's recipe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about your worries and your strife.
Amen.
A 2-cost inkable action song. That's all I want from life. Inkable songs.
Mm-hmm.
An opponent reveals their hand, and you discard a non-character card of your choice. So, really bad into Mufasa decks. You're probably, if you ever see your opponent on like Ruby Amber, you're probably inking this, but you can ink this. It's a conditional card that's inkable, fetchable, and it can get rid of Be Prepared. You can get rid of A Whole New World.
Yeah.
I like it. I think this definitely has a chance. I don't think this card is broken, but I think this is a very obvious chance to see play in Constructed.
I agree.
It's just a rare. This is in Magic. This is called Duress, and Duress costs 1 black, and it sees regular sideboard play.
Nope.
If there were sideboards,
oh yeah, sideboard for sure.
Which maybe we'll get someday. So.
The Wildcat's Wrench. It's an item, 2-cost inkable item. Remove up to 2 damage from chosen location.
Uncommon.
Dinglehopper for locations.
Yeah, I'm not like...
I mean, healing 2 from a location is better than 2 from a character, but still.
Is it?
Whatever.
Yeah. Maybe.
Less things hit locations, I think.
No, everything can hit a location. Oh, you mean like actions?
Yeah, like Tremaine can't.
Yeah.
But I mean, that wouldn't matter.
Also do nothing against
That was just my first.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there are like a lot of the damage actions do say like to a character, like here's Strength of Raging Fire. It says chosen character, right?
Smash probably is too.
Yeah, so maybe it will be hard for people to one-shot, but obviously you have to be into locations to worry about this.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think this is really a constructed card.
Nice Vice.
Nice Vice. Oh, this is... I actually am not sure what this does, but I do know some German, so let's see. 4-cost non-inkable 1/4. Wenn du diesen Charakter ausspielt, when you play this, schaue dir der oberen Vorkarten deines Decks an. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Du darfst one Charakter daraus aufdecken und auf dein Hand nehmen. Okay, so you can pick a character out of it and put it in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Put the rest on the bottom.
Yeah, the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, so 1/4, 1 lore that draws you a character out of the top 4. I'm off of this. This isn't.
I'm off of it as well. It's
not
not
uncommon.
inkable. If it was inkable, maybe, but probably
It's
not.
not just a 1/4. I'm not even sure how good this is even in limited. If I wanted to play it, like it does replace itself, but it's a 1/4 itself. Like yes,
With
it does.
one lore.
So. Yeah, like yes, it does draw a card, but like just compare this to Ariel, right? Which is obviously a super rare. Ariel's a 2/3, which you could make. I think is probably a better stat line than this. Inkable 3-cost. Obviously, you're going to get more creatures than songs specifically.
2/3 beats a 1/4.
A 2/3 does beat a 1/4. That's astute observation, sir. Yeah. Adorable art, all the Tinkerbells. Yeah. And I want a 1-cost Tinkerbell or a 2-cost Tinkerbell. That's what I want to see.
Everyone does.
All right.
Oh, remove up to 3 damage from a chosen location for 1 inkable lore. The same exact card I just read. Can we go next?
Yeah, this is an item. I don't imagine this should ever see play
this is
in
an
anything.
action.
The other one was an item.
Oh, it was? Okay, so the other one's a little better, I think.
Yeah, I think the other one's substantially
Quick
better.
patches.
I don't think this is...
Yeah, whatever.
Ever do. It's awesome seeing Blue out here.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of this? Man, I love Tailspin. I loved Tailspin. I'm probably going to want a cold foil of every Tailspin card. Oh, there we go. I actually haven't seen this. I haven't seen the Chernobog non-enchanted yet. This one's in German.
Really cool looking.
So we've seen it.
Too.
Yeah. Looks cool. Man, so tempting.
Windy Darling.
Windy Darling. You know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, look how smart you are.
Brilliant. Okay, now I'm not going to mess it up.
All right.
Windy Darling. This is me?
It's
me.
It's a no text card.
Yeah. This is interesting though. I don't think we've seen this. I don't think we've seen a 1/3 2 lore for 2. So 1 lore less than many with no evasive. One ink less than many no evasive.
Yeah.
Sleepy, but not... So we have a lot of similar things, right? But not this exact vanilla test. I think it's fine.
I think it's...
Is it better than Sleepy? Because Sleepy has seen...
You know what it is good with?
Isolated play.
This on turn 2, Baloo on turn 3. And you have yourself a little engine.
Yeah, you just start getting after it.
It's 4 lore.
I think this is fine. I don't think it's probably going to see any play. I mean, Sleepy saw some play, and I think this is probably better than Sleepy, but Sleepy did not see much play.
Right. I can't read this.
I'm pretty sure this is a 3/4 for 4 inkable, 1 lore, and you can tap it to give someone -2 attack. That would be my guess, but until...
I don't think it's good.
I think it's till the start of your next turn. Yeah, it's just a common.
Yeah, it's just a common.
All these things seem like pretty good and limited, except for the patch up your location card. Would not play that, but this seems fine. I mean, it's inkable. Yeah. Also, obviously, in your 101 Dalmatians, yep, there's Kita. Yep. When you play this, all characters get -3 until the start of your next turn. Okay. So here's a question.
Is that an ongoing
Is
effect?
that ongoing? No, it says when you play this. It's not...
It doesn't say all characters on the board.
Yeah. It says when you play this character, all characters get -3. So, yeah, I don't think it affects rush things, which I think effectively removes this from any sort of consideration because Maui is extremely good and very in the meta.
And
Scar
also
sees some
costs
play.
5.
Again, Madame M. Fox, like some very important, very good cards have rush.
Yep.
And I think we'll just dominate that card.
Alright, Boss's Orders is a 1-cost inkable action. Chosen character gains support this turn.
That's not worth a card, right?
Yeah, whatever.
I don't think that's
it's
worth
a
a card.
common. It's for fun tabletop times with your friends.
If you like to laugh at this guy, here's a card for it.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider playing that in limited. That's not worth a card. Orville, that is awesome. A 1/4 for 1 or 2. Sorry, 2 cost inkable 1/4 1 lore.
Yeah.
We've seen this, right? This exists. This is worse. Pain. It's pain with less text.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, it's marginally playable and or just compare this to Wendy Darling. I would play Wendy Darling 100 out of 100 times over Orville. So yeah, not great.
Joshua Sweet.
Sweet.
It's a 4-cost inkable 1/5 with 2 lore, and he is a bodyguard.
Man, maybe they were really concerned about aggro. All of this feels slow, right? We've got Kita, bodyguards, healing. This all feels very
this is all the same.
Slow down.
This is all amber.
This is all amber, but that's very much the theme of
this
of amber in this set. It seems like, which that's kind of its theme anyway, I guess.
Yeah.
Resiliency, right? With Rapunzel, even Mufasa, has resiliency.
I mean, this is the 3rd bodyguard we've read already.
I mean, I like the 3/6 for 5.
Yes,
that we saw.
Too. I don't think this card's playable at all.
Yeah, I don't think this is it. But it's not terrible. Like I would give this a C- in limited. Maybe we should just do a limited. I probably will start talking about limited now that even though I haven't really played it, but still an impression. Oh, I get Pluto.
Here's the kicker.
Okay, 7 cost inkable Pluto Determined Defender, a 3/8 shift 5. 2 lore. Shift 5, very important, because we think one of the better cards in this set is a 1-cost Pluto. 3/8 bodyguard. At the start of your turn, remove up to 3 damage from this character. Whew! So you gotta get through him in a hurry if you're gonna.
Yeah.
And with the 1-cost Pluto, a little flash into the future, this will almost certainly cost 4.
Yeah. That's wild.
Because you have to exert the other Pluto, but you're already playing this exerted, right? Let's not lie to ourselves here. It's got bodyguard. It coming into play exerted is not really a concern. I guess you could swing with it as well, but you probably don't want to do this. I mean, this is probably good. Do you have to shift it to be good? Like, how interested? If it didn't have shift, how interested are you in this at 7? versus like other things you can do. So.
I'd be really excited to flip it over with Mufasa, and if I pulled it late, it would still be really exciting because if they don't have something like Be Prepared or Maleficent, it's going to be really hard to get through this.
It's a good heal target, yeah, for sure.
I mean, of course, Maui gets it to 3.
But deck, so we're talking about the Ruby Amber deck, but that deck's not really interested in protecting things, right? It just buries you in card advantage.
Right.
Like
I'm not talking about this specific deck. I'm just saying, like...
Just Mufasa general flipping it.
If you get to cheat this on your board in any way...
Amber Emerald, right? Where you got big questing things behind this.
Yeah.
Just Emerald providing all the lore and... Yeah, so maybe... Now this is ironically the first kind of maybe aggro card that we've seen in a sense, right? Because you play the Little Pluto, which is an accelerant. So we'll just say it. Little Pluto, 1 cost uninkable, 0/2. Exert this to make your next character cost 1 less.
Yeah.
So it's like a better lantern, a better, more vulnerable lantern.
Yeah.
So maybe, you're green. Because remember, aggro, unlike in Magic, where like big attack or strength and defense. This game has ruined me. I can't attack and defense and Magic. Like that's the indication of aggro, but big lore is kind of aggro in Lorcana, right? So in green or Emerald is probably the best at gaining lore the fastest. So maybe you do have like an Amber Emerald aggro lore, and then this makes it really hard to have any chance of ever racing him.
Yeah.
Bricks Maui. Yeah, I like it. I think it's got a shot. It's cool. It's completely unfair and limited. Yeah. A and limited, I think.
Yeah.
Huge wall. Oh, we get the next Pluto right after it. Well, spoilers. We talked about this. Yeah. This is an uncommon, which...
Oh my gosh, it's an uncommon?
Which I think is pretty important, because I think this would have been... I like that everyone will have access to this. I'll say that it's not... I mean, I don't think this is like necessarily broken, because it dies... It gets banished pretty easy.
Right.
But like, I don't think you're happy if your opponent plays this turn 1. It's very important that it's not inkable. Playing this late is not exciting.
Right.
It does have a lure still, though. It still has a lure, so like, it does do something.
Yeah.
I love it.
I really like this card.
I want to see if it's good. I think there's a pretty good chance it's a staple.
Good dog.
Good boy.
All right, Lucky. The 15th puppy.
Yep, he's
Lucky.
The lucky one.
So he's a 4-cost non-inkable 2/3 with 1 lore. Good as New says, exert this to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put each character card with 2 costs or less into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Okay.
Each.
Whenever this card quests, if you have 4 or more other characters in play, your other characters get +1 lore this turn. Okay.
So he's a mama's boy, right? This is super Perdita.
Yeah. Perdita's holding him.
Zenergy, yeah. No, I think that's Pongo. I'm not sure.
With the pink collar?
You might be right. You're probably right. It would make sense. Again, with the card. It's not inkable 4 cost, so Perdita doesn't get this, but obviously a lot of two cost or less is energy here, which is funny because we have not seen puppies that cost 2 or less yet.
Right.
Puppy Love, that's an adorable ability. What do you think about the ability, just in general? We talked about a go wide strategy, right, earlier.
Right.
Like maybe there's some go wide strategy, and now we've seen another one that would suggest that maybe there is a go wide strategy here. So what
I think this card's fine. It's not an inkable. It costs 4 and only has 3 willpower. So, but it does do something right when you play it. So it's not like you're just losing it for free if it dies right away.
It doesn't do anything when you play it.
You have to exert, whenever it quests. Okay.
You have to exert, and the other one's a quest.
Yeah.
Which those conflict with each other, right?
Yeah, it has 2 options.
It has 2 options. Yeah, but both of them require.
I'm not very high on this card.
Yeah. Like how many 2-drops do you have to play to really feel confident that you're going to hit at least 1 when you exert? Because exerting this and getting nothing.
Well, you can have a bunch of puppies in your deck.
I'll say this is a great way to recover from like Be Prepared or something, right? You just play this and you're like, Yeah, I guess you have to play again a slam dunk in 101 Dalmatians deck, but yeah, I don't think it's there in constructed. All right, I go Queen of Hearts, 3 cost inkable, 3/3, 1 lore. When this character quests, your other villain characters get +1 lore this turn. That's not terrible.
Villain queen.
Yeah, she is of course a villain herself. I mean, that's not terrible. Could be like what +3 lore at the high end, realistically.
Yeah,
that's not bad for a 3 cost inkable.
Thinking about villains,
I could even tell you.
They're in a lot of different colors. Of course, all the scars, all the Hades, all the queens.
Oh, interesting. It can give things with reckless lore, but does that mean they can quest? They have to attack every time, but I don't. I think I think reckless says they specifically cannot quest because you can give things reckless.
Yeah.
So I actually think this does have an outside chance to be constructed playable. If there's other villains matters things that are really good, and this is just like an inkable fine card that could get you 3 or 4 lore.
Yeah.
Randomly, I think it has a chance.
Yeah.
Pretty good in draft. This is a draft sort of build around, to use like a Magic phrase. I'd be really interested to build around this in draft. I think this would be like a C to like a B-. Let us know if you're watching this if you actually like draft grades, and we'll consider doing that in the future, and maybe even come back and do this one. Do Miss Bianca?
Well, this card is the same as Sebastian.
Correct.
It is a 2/2/2.
Yep.
With 1 lore. That is a Singer 4. And is inkable. So, I mean, there's going to be more songs added forever.
Yep.
But it's the same as a card we already have, and it's a common.
Yeah, and Sebastian's not played.
Right.
But does Sebastian have Rettungsschilfschaft? Rettungsschilfget. I'm not.
Nope.
Such a long word. The German language is hilarious. Yeah, I love Miss Bianca though. I hope we see more Miss Bianca. Now we're hitting on is this from Fiefuls Goes West, or the Great Mouse Detective? The Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah, the Great Mouse.
Oh no, I don't even know if Fiefuls Goes West is a Disney product, but we're really getting into my childhood now. Some of these, I need to go back. This game is probably going to make me revisit some of these things.
Yeah,
like just go back and watch, which is awesome. It's a simpler time.
Yeah.
All right. Tiana's Palace. Jazz Restaurant. Baller. 3 non-inkable locations. These non-inkable locations really have to bring it because, boy, they're not always relevant. You're not always interested in the location.
Right.
Like if you have no characters, for instance, you are not interested in the location. Yeah. All right, so then it takes 2 more to move someone here. Characters here can't be challenged. Not just super evasive. 8 willpower on this, and it's 1 lore. So you do passively gain lore, but yeah, I can't imagine what sort of deck would want this, where you want to super protect characters specifically from being challenged. So you better be playing no bodyguards and no evasive, because that's just all redundant with what this does.
Yeah.
It's expensive to move stuff there. You're still going to get banished to action by actions. This is nothing for be prepared, and all that to passively gain a lore. Yeah, I don't
think this is good at all.
We do have to realize, okay, back to Perdita and stuff. The 2 cost thing, now that I think about it, going wide works better with locations. Because you can start moving things to locations and then gain cumulative benefits for having a bunch of stuff, and you're interested in having lower cost stuff because you need ink to move them to locations. So they kind of feed together, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the hint of the puppies and Perditas.
Okay.
Maybe you want a bunch of little stuff to go on locations. Again,
right.
The static ability of this I don't think is great. The characters can't be challenged. I'm off it. Yeah. It's just an uncommon.
Cleansing Rainwater. I'm getting all the healing items and actions.
You play Rapunzel, Little Loser.
Whoa! This is a 2 cost inkable item. Ancient Power. Banish this item. Remove up to 2 damage from each of your characters.
Each of your characters.
So, AoE heal for 2.
Yeah.
okay.
It's an inkable item. You have to remember that the items matter thing.
I think it's better than the other, than like Dingle Hopper and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have to banish them, you really, even if you are going to play them, you're not going to use them that many times. This is just better. Because you can go to combat and then heal.
Exactly. Or you use the magic phrase because you can always challenge and play and challenge and play. Yeah. That's very magic. Go to my combat phase. This is again, thinking in a limited context, exactly like you said. You challenge stuff off and then you play this and like heal everything. Yeah, I
like if you're drafting Lorcana, cool.
Yeah, items really have to matter, I think, for you to care about that at all. All right, Bernard, love it. I don't know why this one's smaller than most of the ones we click on. 4 cost, inkable, 1/5 with 2 lore. At the end of your turn, if this character is exerted, you may ready another chosen character of yours.
Robin Hood.
It's cute. Yeah. Why Robin Hood?
Because
the one from this set?
No, the first Robin Hood.
The blue one?
I meant Christopher Robin.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
There you go. yeah. I was like, okay, yeah. Well, Christopher Robin. I think I actually saw someone mention that online with Christopher Robin that this works. I don't think this is good enough though. Just for a little bit of protection.
Think it's good, really.
Because it's at the end of your turn, so you're not like doing intra-turn hijinks where you're getting value. Really, it's just like kind of like a bodyguard. It's very much like a bodyguard, right? It's like a super bodyguard for one thing. Because it cannot be challenged no matter what, but he has to be exerted, so he can definitely be challenged. And Bernard here, he's not putting up much of a fight, despite being a huge sweetie. Yeah. You stay there, I'll look for scattered lore. Adorable. Yeah, I don't think he's great. Oh.
And there's the 1 cost 2/2 with 1 lore.
Yeah, great flavor text.
Yeah, I don't even know what language that is.
Atlantean.
Oh, this is in English. Okay.
Yeah. What? You don't know Atlantean?
No.
Come on. Jeez. So ship target for that other Kita that our hot take was not great. So yeah, this is cool. Again, good for theming. I think it'll make a pretty cool foil. Oh, there's another page. Oh, there's the puppies. Alright, I go. Heart of Atlantis. 4 cost, uninkable, double lantern.
Yeah.
You may pay 2 less for the next character you play this turn. I think this is...
Super lantern.
I think this is worse than lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty off this.
I'm off with it.
I'm not. It's very straightforward what it does. I'm not sure why. Especially because in this set we see playing ink matters, which like... Sapphire is really good at. This is just worse than a lot of the things that Sapphire does, and I think worse than Lantern, so.
I agree.
Not into it.
Alright, 99 Puppies. It's an action, a 5 cost non-inkable action. Whenever one of your characters quests this turn, gain 1 lore. So, if you're going wide, this could just win you the game.
It could, yeah.
Straight up.
And it's 5 cost non-inkable.
Yeah, this can't be a song. I'm glad they made it an action.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be rough if it was a song. Yeah, it's very much go wide, but like being non-inkable,
right?
Like that's
a non-inkable 5 cost action. There might not have been one in the game.
Yeah, maybe. I'll say this. I think with it being non-inkable, they could have made it a song, and it wouldn't be like broken. It'd be good, but like non-inkable is rough. But it's strong. Like you have to be going pretty wide. Yeah, I don't think this is great. I wouldn't even play. I wouldn't play this in limited either. Wouldn't play it in limited either.
I might.
You might.
I might.
Well, we need to play some limited. We do have a lot of boxes of this coming. We'll be doing box openings. We'll say that again at the end. But yeah, we're gonna be. Oh, this is cool. I love this. If anything, this is like the vanilla test for locations.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
A 1 inkable location. Only costs 1 to move it there. Only has 4 willpower. You just get a lore.
You want to go to the Mermaid Lagoon?
Yes. Maybe. In Neverland, So this is very much a go wide sort of location, right?
Yeah.
This is what, if you're going wide, again, just compare this to like that 5 like I think this is so much better than that 5 cost action, right? Because you can just move 5 things here for 5 ink and still gain 5 as much lore as you would have from the action. Except this is inkable and does, is generally good otherwise. Can get you some tempo because they want to trade this off the board.
Yeah.
I like it. I think this has a chance. I think this legitimately has a chance to be playable.
And it's inkable.
We'll have to see. Yeah. So. I like it. I think it's very much a test card. All right, so
there's a Dalmatian that's 2 cost.
Yeah, so these are all the same.
There we go.
Yep.
All right, Dalmatian puppy, Tail Wagger. It's a 2/3 for 2, 1 lore, on par with the cards with no text.
Yep.
But this says you may have up to 99 copies of Dalmatian puppy Tail Wagger in your deck.
So also no text, basically.
Right. It just lets you have a bunch of them.
Yeah. So I guess this is now officially the biggest vanilla test stat line. 2/3, 2 for 2, inkable, 1 lore. So just worse Simba. This is why Simba is good, because is also bodyguard.
So if you play somebody and their stack is like this, they're probably playing Dalmatians.
Yeah. Awesome for Dalmatian. There's 5 of them. There's 5 different ones. Click through them quickly. That one didn't load. Oh, now the browser's bugged. Disaster!
It couldn't handle 99 puppies.
Oh, now we got it. Adorable. We obviously have to get a cold foil of each of these.
Right.
Like, it would be...
Right, for sure.
Just an absolute shame if you didn't. Oh, they're so
sweet.
Yeah, the big playful. Yeah. First they steal your heart, then they steal your chair. Fair. They can have both heart and chair.
Yep.
Oh, I get this one. It is my turn. Also, this we'll have 4 cold foils of these.
Oh, you pre-ordered them?
No.
Oh.
The pre-order prices are always really inflated. But okay. Let's get to it. 3 cost, inkable, song. Like we said before, that's what I'm looking for. Huge Ariel fanboy. Steel Songs is my jam. I don't even care if it's bad. This is going to go into the future Amber Ruby Songs version of the deck that you beat me with.
Yep.
Anyway, this removes 3 damage from a chosen character and draws you a card for effectively 0 ink. Seems good. Love to see it.
We love it.
I hope it's good. Hope it's good. I don't play it.
All right, here we have Pongo.
Super brave.
3 cost inkable 3/2.
Yep.
With 1 lore. He's a super rare. All right. A determined father.
His wife's legendary.
Oh, they did that on purpose.
Yep.
Once per turn, you may pay 2 to reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card, put it in your hand. Otherwise, put it at the bottom of your deck. Cool.
Yeah, that's a draw engine.
It's card draw.
Yeah, just play all characters.
Yeah.
Makes your 2 drops into 4 drops. Pretty to get some back. Again, good for going wide.
Yeah.
It's literally infinite card draw, right? For infinite ink.
Right.
If your whole deck is specifically characters.
Yeah, he's like an item that can also quest.
Yeah. You know what would be interesting? I was just thinking like Mickey Grammatala. So you're just like Mickey puts resources into your the 1/3 Sapphire Mickey. It's like Sapphire Amber where you're just like ramping as hard as possible and pongoing Perdita. Just going wide as fast as you possibly can. I think this is actually pretty good. Yeah. Its stat line isn't great. It's very Hades-like.
It's definitely a build around.
Yeah. Build around cheap stuff and all.
Because it dies to everything as well.
And basically all characters. Like, you're like, this is like Mufasa level. This is more than Mufasa level needing characters.
I like how it says once per turn.
Oh, I didn't actually catch that. So yeah, it's not what I said. It's just one draw a turn.
But it doesn't say when.
Yeah, you can do it anytime during your turn. Yeah, I don't know. That seems fine. It seems fine. Two lore is, or sorry, 2 ink is not nothing. But it does. So you could also read this.
What are you talking about?
It costs 2 ink to do the thing.
Oh.
But notice it doesn't have to exert, right? So it can also quest and do that, which is good. And also you can do this immediately. So you could read this as like a 5 ink 3/2 that draws a card, assuming again you're playing basically all characters.
Right.
Is that good? That's probably worse than Hades, right? This is probably worse than
A 5
Hades.
cost 3/2 that just draws you a card.
Yeah, where Hades is like getting something back.
But this is inkable and Hades costs more. Or Hades costs 4.
Well, which is less if you do this once, but this can keep doing it. Oh no, I think this is close to Hades.
Yeah. It being inkable matters a lot, I think.
It does. Hades can get stuck in your hand. We'll see. We'll see if this replaces Hades. That's the check. Put it in the comments. Will Pongo replace Hades? Are they not even similar and we're completely off base? Yep. All right, lasties.
Aw, Piglet.
Is this you or me? Oh, this is me.
This is
I
you.
get to end it.
Mm-hmm.
This is an exciting one too. This is a great one to end it on. And God bless they gave it to Piglet. 2 cost inkable Pooh Pirate Captain Piglet for a 2/2 with 1 lore. While you have 2 or more other characters in play, it gets +2 lore.
I love this card.
+2 lore.
I love it.
So it becomes a much better
Speaking of
Pinocchio.
going wide.
Yeah, speaking of going wide, exactly. And Perdita gets this back.
Mm-hmm.
Moving this to that location that we talked about. This is a great one to end on too, because it's like everything that we've seen Amber doing kind of builds to this. You love this being behind bodyguards. You love this being on a cheap location. You love doing it with like cheap play matter stuff.
Even the location we didn't like, if this can't be challenged.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Piglet's great. It's also got so many types: Dreamborn, Hero, Pirate, Captain.
Yeah, and Pirate and Captain.
Pirate and Captain. Pirate specifically can matter. I'm not sure we've seen Captain matters yet, have we?
There's only like 2 cards that matter for that, I think.
Well, yeah. I love Piglet. I think this card is... I think it's... I guess there's a chance it's not great, but it seems pretty good.
I like it.
It seems pretty good.
It's a super rare. I think it's pretty good.
I mean, you have to play 1-drops in this, right?
Yeah.
So I think you're looking for 1-drop shifts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can see this with Queen. You got your Queen 1-drop in a shift combo. Maybe even do, like, the Flynn Rider 1, Flynn Rider 2, Flynn Rider 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really think you want 1-drops to get this cranking. Again, this is an aggressive card. This is aggro.
Yeah, this is very aggro.
This is aggro, go wide, maybe Emerald. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think this card's good. I think we'll see play. Cool. We did Amber!
Yeah.
We did Amber!
Yay!
All right.